All right, so there are some cases where, we meet people online and they open us up to world events and entities more powerful than government. This makes us distracted, dedicating a lot of free time to being updated on alternate news sources like on Telegram, and we end up being angry and fearful about the future. With a negative mind, it will badly impact other aspects of our lives as well, like with, women or finances. And the people we made fun of have similar negative emotions to ours. And the goal is to find a way to let it go and to have a positive mindset. In my case, I transferred colleges from California to Montana because of my political beliefs at the time. And I did not want to take the COVID vaccine, so I got student loans and went to school far away in order to avoid it. And during my time there, I felt God called to me, and I only used the Bible to fit my political beliefs at the time. So I was using it for selfish purposes. I ended up meeting a Orthodox Christian village in Bozeman, Montana, who were all self-sufficient. They raise chickens, they have cattle, they homeschool their children, they build their own homes in greenhouses, and they do their own repairs. And politics on Telegram brought me to this place, but the people there let go of politics. It did not matter to them. Their faith in God and their own actions in this physical life matter. And when I stopped showing up to my classes and just did food and grocery delivery full-time in Bozeman, my ego was at an all-time high. And I felt like I was on top of the world at the time. And I started to make more impulsive decisions. And some of the people at the church noticed something was amiss. And after a short time, I went on an adventure in the reservations of South Dakota. And I ended up having to go back home to California. And my mom and uncle were pissed that I left my other car with a Lakota uncle in South Dakota. And my blood uncle, through icy roads and snow, stopped in Bozeman for a couple nights before we went to South Dakota. I had no car at the time, so I was just walking around campus reflecting on what I learned. And in the middle of Montana State University campus, I ran into Cross Life, who are a part of Grace Bible Church in Bozeman. And they are basically a church youth group. And I told them, I was open. I felt lost. And they ended up inviting me to church on a weekday night, and I accepted. So after me and my uncle went to South Dakota to get my other car back, I went back to Bozeman because I still had one more month left in my dorm. I had nothing to lose, might as well just do it. I already got student loans, it's already paid for. So I ended up just starting to go to Grace Bible Church in Bozeman, just doing food and grocery delivery on the side, going to Bible studies. But I felt so happy, The people there really care about you. They're really friendly, they're really nice, and I felt like even if you were very minimalist, with these people around you, you felt very fulfilled in life. And I ended up having to move out of the dorm, and I couldn't find a place in Bozeman because it's very expensive and there's very few places available. So I continued my adventure by moving in with friends in Arizona. While I was doing a grocery delivery in Gilbert, Arizona, I ran into LDS elders who were walking around the neighborhood, and they wanted to meet up and do a Bible study. And I was very flexible with the food and grocery delivery apps, so I accepted. And I just love how they dedicate their time to just one person and really have genuine care and love for everyone. Although I just couldn't make sense of the Book of Mormon. I love them as brothers. I feel like I met them for a reason. I was just dropping off groceries, and then they were walking in the neighborhood. We struck a conversation, and then boom, we ended up meeting multiple times, and I ended up catching up with each other, even now. But it's just what they believe in. I just can't make sense of it. After I got in a minor car accident, I used that as an excuse to just leave Arizona and move back home because I didn't like my living situation at the time. And I started going to the Catholic church I was confirmed at, going back to my roots. And I went to church with my mom before I started working. And one day there was an announcement that they need leaders for, middle school and high school students. And the announcement was made by a beautiful young lady that resembled my celebrity crush, Sofia Coppola. and she's the daughter of the Godfather director. And I felt like God knew that lady was what would drive me to volunteer for Christ. And I'm grateful that my mom guided me to get a great sales job. I do tutoring as a side hustle. I go to the gym. I volunteer for my church. I make YouTube videos. I journal. I pray before every meal. I eat as healthy as I can. And I write stories. And I'm grateful for God for giving me this whole adventure and to go back home having a great recipe for success. And I pray that you have the same. So I hope you learned something from this video. God bless you, and hope to see you soon. Thank you.